BBC Coventry and Warwickshire.
Same number if you want to volunteer, by the way, as well. 11 minutes to 8. A group of gypsies go to the High Court today to fight moves to evict them from land that they own in Meriden. They've been on the site for 2 years, but last October they lost an appeal to remain on the Greenbelt site. Let's talk to local Euro MP, Nikki Sinclaire, who's backing residents' concerns about the gypsies' plans. Nikki, morning. Thanks for being with us.
Morning, Shane.
Why? Why are you involved in this?
Well, it's, as I said right from the beginning, it's about equal rights, not special rights. And I believe very fervently in equal rights, and what we have here is via Prescott Circular, and derives really from the European Convention of Human Rights. You're given minorities are given special rights, and I believe we should be all equal before the law. And here's a classic example of where you have one group of people who are given extra rights than the majority, and that has to be wrong. You can see this in whereby the protesters are going to have to pack up their protest camp, while the people that originally caused the problem are going to be allowed to remain for a period of time. That has to be wrong.
Well, presumably, I mean, because I was talking to Dave McGrath about this, and I wonder whether they have the right to appeal in the same way that the gypsies have the right to appeal. So everybody is being treated equally, aren't they?
Well, yes, they do, but of course what this is actually is a huge cost of taxpayers' money. We saw that Dale Farm cost £35 million, that whole scenario. And what we have here is we've had a full public inquiry. Everyone was there. Anyone who wanted to come and give evidence could have given evidence. The decision was made, the recommendation was made to the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State has made a decision. This is Greenbelt land. This is the lungs of the nation. If me or you had bought that land, built a house on that would have already been demolished a year or so plus. Why can it that these people can stay there for 2 years and still the problem remains? We need to protect our Greenbelt land. We cannot destroy it for future generations.
Is there an awareness of this as an issue in Europe? I mean, when you talk to your European colleagues and European counterparts, I mean, are they aware that this is a problem for us and this is an issue that affects a lot of people?
I don't think they care about our specific issues in the European Parliament, but the Traveller issue and Romany gypsies is an issue in the European Parliament. And let me stress, I'm not opposed to gypsies, and they need somewhere to stay, but it needs to be in an organ. And I'm doing a study at the moment, which is going to be released in the next, hopefully, 2 to 3 weeks, which will put proposals onto how this issue can be dealt with in a fair way. Yes, they have to live somewhere. If that's the lifestyle they want, then that should be supported, but not at the cost and where they dictate. That has to be wrong. We need to be living in a fair society where we all contribute and we all, we don't dictate to other members of society, which is what they're doing, really.
Interesting you mentioned, Greenbelt land and the protection status that it has currently, because the whole of the countryside is holding its breath at the moment, waiting to see what the changes, the overhauls of the planning regulations are going to mean to people. I mean, David Cameron keeps maintaining that it's not going to mean that the whole of the countryside is going to be bulldozed and tarmacked over. What's your thoughts on that? Because this could be all academic, couldn't it? If the law gets changed, they could well have the right to build on that land.
Well, that's a possibility, and I'm a fervent supporter of the Greenbelt. There's enough brown belt land to be developed. It just needs the will. It may be a bit more difficult in some respects, but I think that's the way to go forward. We've got many in the West Midlands, many areas of brown belt that could be developed, and I think that's the way to go, rather than destroying beautiful countryside that is there for generations to come. Can you imagine if our ancestors had done that 100 years ago? Wouldn't we be a bit peeved at them?
We've been a bit of a mess, I would have thought. Nikki, thanks for joining us. Do appreciate it. Local Euro MP Nikki Sinclaire